Hey guys, Melvin here. Would you like to have a nice, safe connection inside and outside of the house? If you do, make sure to check out this ASUS RT-AX 57 Go. Instead of the usual graphics cards and motherboards which you usually see on my channel, ASUS has trusted me with their new travel router. I guess this is ASUS's first foray into the travel router market. So yes, I like it. It's a very nice size, it's all white, it fits in the palm of your hand. So it can either be like that horizontal, or it also has a dock where it can be vertical. You can place it on a desktop. You can imagine yourself being in a cafe, having access to much secure public Wi-Fi using the WSP mode that's provided. And you can secure it with the VPN options that you can find inside this travel router. Before I go on to any of the WSP and any of the VPN, I'd like to mention some of the ports that you have here. It has a LAN port and WAN port, both are 1 gig ports. There's a DC power in to provide power to the router to turn it on, a reset button, as well as a USB 3. I think you can tether your phone using the USB-C or the USB ports. In case you can't find a wall connection to power this device, you can use a mobile phone or a power bank to provide power to this travel router. It's also nice that this travel router has a big exhaust area, because this guy tends to get very hot when using it. So it's very nice that ASUS has given enough space, especially when it's put flat, to let out all the hot air. So there are also 2 holes here where you can pass through a lanyard so that you know that this travel router is always safe and secure with you all the time, or when you put it inside your pocket. Yeah, I don't recommend it. It's actually quite big. Just make sure that you don't have anything metallic towards this router. After all, these are electromagnetic fields, EMFs, so yeah, you don't want to have any disruption to your Wi-Fi signal. There's also a one-click button here to enable you to use the VPN options, but of course, you will have to set up the VPN first for this one-click button to work. And next is the LED to tell you that the VPN option is running and you are safe when you're using the WSP mode on this travel router. To give you a more first-hand look on this travel router, I've got my friend Arjun to actually test it for 1-2 weeks, and he will give you a good run-through of what he thinks about this ASUS travel router. So Arjun, please.
Hi guys, Arjun here. So I've been testing this travel router for the last 2 weeks. Found it super useful because firstly you can see by the way you can connect it to the iPhone with the latest USB-C. It's really small and compact, and by using the VPN out and about on the go, it's really easy to just flick it on. So I could be outside somewhere in a cafe, want a VPN to my NAS back home in the UK, or even to watch something on a streaming service which is region locked. But outside of that, if you're working in a bank and you need to access some sensitive documents from the company's servers, setting up this as either on both sides as a VPN server or as a VPN client is super easy to do. ASUS have a terminology for VPN Fusion, which is an interesting naming choice because initially it's hard to find in the admin portal. However, to actually set up on WireGuard, it's possible to configure it so that you get higher speeds than OpenVPN. So we've been testing that out a lot using a configuration on TorGuard and other VPN services. That's really easy to do. You just need to input which region you're looking at, email address used for the service, and then you get a .config file. You can just upload to the ASUS software. On the admin page, you'll be able to connect directly to that region. Now, ultimately, because of how compact this is, it's a bit confusing that you also can use it at home because these are actually wall ports where you can put it on a wall or it comes with a stand. However, as Melvin mentioned, you can easily put it in your backpack, and in theory, because of the large range of ports, you can literally plug it in and out as you come to and from home or the office. So it's super useful there. So in terms of outside the house, it's very convenient. You can put it into a backpack, you can put it into your pocket, you can pretty much connect it with one cable to most devices now that it supports USB-C. And ultimately, it can be an easy tool just to have around whenever you need to connect to something securely, especially on public Wi-Fi hotspots that we all find ourselves these days whilst traveling. So when you're out and about, ASUS Travel Router makes it so useful to actually connect in and out of Wi-Fi. So they have a switch here. I would like to see a switch where you could know if it's on or off as a bit of feedback, because if it's both white, I don't know if it's on or off. However, if I'm in a cafe and I'm connected securely to my home internet, I might want to quickly switch to a VPN in another country to test something. So that's super useful, and it's a really good value add for this type of router. Aside from that, you've also got 4G and 5G mobile tethering. So straight from the cable that you power device, you can also provide internet. So that's super useful outside of public Wi-Fi scenarios where you're just out and about running and gunning or doing some kind of other activity where you need a secure VPN access back to an existing server. In terms of who this router's for, it's for the average to intermediate user where they know what they want from a VPN a setup and they're used to using multiple devices for VPN access. That could be creative professionals, business individuals where they're accessing highly sensitive information or running security applications. But it could also be really useful for the home where you have IoT or non-smart devices where you can install a VPN app and you will still want to provide access in a secure way to a VPN server or region lock kind of set of content. So it has a wide variety of applications, but I'd say that first, mainly for the travel perspective, it's super useful. Throw it in your bag, go on holiday, and you can really use a secure connection at any point, even back to your home network. But outside of that, to a beginner, I wouldn't advise at this stage just because the setup takes a bit of time and it's not as easy as it sounds. That's why at this current format, although it's small, it might not be applicable to everyone. We're all excited here about where this technology can go, and as this gets not only smaller, but the user experience improves for the beginners and for anyone that knows they need to protect themselves using a VPN, and that's where we see this going. And I'm excited to see more about travel router lineup that ASUS is offering. So would I buy this myself? Well, firstly, with the price, it's very attractive. I don't think I find myself often outside of the house with multiple devices needing to connect to one VPN. However, if I did, this would be a very easy choice to make. There are other competitors, such as GLI.net, that have a whole suite of travel routers that own a smaller footprint. However, they don't always have all the ports this has. So if you have the need to use this at home and then use it in an outdoor environment, definitely this stands above the rest with its Wi-Fi 6 support, and the speeds are comparable. Therefore, I wouldn't buy this in the current state, but I'm really excited to see where it's going to go in the next few years and have more applications now that we all need to be more secure on the web, especially when we're outside of the house. So we're going to be testing this more over the next month, run it through a wide series of applications, everything from using a battery pack with it as well as out and about, and we're excited to show you more. I'll hand it back to Melvin.
Thank you ASUS Singapore for trusting us with your new product. As Arjun mentioned, it's a very good way to have a good secure public Wi-Fi access point, or if you plan to go traveling and you want to have a safe and secure line, you can consider this travel router. If you like this review, make sure to smash the thumbs up button. If you have any specific use cases or specific scenarios that you want us to test this travel router with, you can comment down below. Make sure to come back to our channel to not miss out any of the further testing that we plan to use to this travel router. So thank you for watching and goodbye.